Grand Theft Auto 4 is an open-world third-person RPG game which consists of multiple varieties of weapons, ranging from rocket launchers, sniper rifles, grenades, and a pistol. The pistol being one of the weakest weapons in the game that many people rarely use past the first few missions. But what if it's all you ever used? Can you beat Grand Theft Auto 4 with only a pistol? We start the game coming off a European boat and meet our main character, Nico Bellic. A European war veteran and former human trafficker, Nico has just arrived in Liberty City hearing great things from his cousin Roman, who wrote Nico about his luxurious life consisting of riches, women, mansions, women, sports cars, and women. However, after seeing Roman's garbage car and Section 8 apartment, Nico realizes Roman was lying. Nico obviously gets pissed, but Roman shrugs him away, telling us to meet him at his taxi business. It's here where we meet Mallory, Roman's hoe, and Roman's loan sharks, who we scare away. But they don't stay away for long, because Roman calls us up crying like a little girl for help. A couple guys are beating on the fat kid for his lunch money and Pokemon cards. Little do they know, Fat Boy already spent all his lunch money. But don't fear, Nico is here to save the day, kicking their asses with his fist, not a pistol, failing the challenge. Spoilers, this is not the only time we don't use a pistol. Carrying on, Roman's loan shark pushes his luck with Nico, and after being stabbed to death with a knife, not a pistol, see, what did I say? He winds up becoming fish poo. After doing a few odd jobs for Roman, we come across a good friend of his, Little Jacob, who I'm pretty sure speaks in Latin tongues. Seriously, I have no clue what the fuck this guy is saying. Jacob needs help taking out some gang members and gives us our first gun, a pistol. Afterwards, we meet Vlad, another one of Roman's Russian loan sharks, who assigns us multiple jobs to pay off Roman's student loans. If he would have borrowed money from the government, he would have never had to pay it back. There's a life lesson, kids. But we don't work for Vlad for very long, because after Roman does some of the best drinking, day drinking, he tells us he's just found out his girl is having an affair with Vlad. It doesn't take long for Nico to find him and shoot him where it hurts, his body. Vlad's bosses, being the leaders of the Russian mafia, aren't too thrilled about this and kidnap Nico and Roman, locking them in his basement. Right before we get tortured, Faustin, a psychotic Russian mob boss, reveals himself and tells us he didn't like Vlad too much and essentially thanks us for taking him out. He lets us go and offers Nico some work, most of which consists of attacking Kenny Petrovic, Liberty City's most powerful mobsters organizations. After a while, Petrovic attempts to hunt down Nico, but Dmitri, Faustin's partner, tells Nico he can make amends with Petrovic by offing Faustin. Nico then wipes out Faustin's club and adds an extra hole to his face. After it's done, we go meet up with Dmitri to be paid for the job. But Nico has an itch up his ass that he just can't scratch. He knows something's not right. So he gets Jacob to watch his back. And what do you know? Nico's future predicting hemorrhoids were correct. It was a setup. Turns out Dmitri sold out Nico to one of his old rivals, one that he came to Liberty City to get away from. Nico escapes, but so does Dmitri, who ends up burning down their apartment and Roman's taxi depot. Now left with nothing, Roman has a meltdown, but call him Tupole because Roman's bipolar and immediately forgets about his life burning away, getting a new apartment in Bohan. Bohan is where we meet Manny, a famous wannabe YouTuber who goes by the name Shroke. His goal is to clean the streets and help better the community by having Nico do all the work for him and taking credit for it. But it's through him that Nico finds Patrick McCreary, an Irish gangster who, what do you know, needs some help moving heroin to some bikers. Spoilers, we work with the McCrearys a lot. After things go south, because face it, they always go south, the game forces you to take out the gang members with a sniper rifle. Running down the building fails the mission, and the pistol doesn't have a long enough range to take them out. After this, Nico takes on another job from Playboy, that being clearing out a union site where you again have to use a sniper rifle to take out 3 people. It's also here where combat starts to get a little difficult, as you've already unlocked several guns and shouldn't really be using a pistol. After this, Playboy introduces Nico to his mentor, Dwayne, who was recently released from prison and is having a hard time adapting to the world. So Nico, being the saint that he is, helps Dwayne get his life back on track, and over time grows a liking to him. But tensions rise between Playboy and Dwayne after Playman suspects Dwayne is talking behind his back, so Playboy orders us to kill Dwayne. But this isn't your average video game, this is Grand Theft Auto 4, so you get to choose between killing Dwayne or Playboy. After a quick Google search that tells me it's better to kill Playboy, Dwayne gives me his apartment, but there's no time for relaxing. A crazy bitch is yelling at us because LJ sold her coke. With this now somehow being my problem, We wipe out guy after guy to retrieve the good stuff, then wipe out an entire rural county police department, like 50 cops. But upon delivering the drugs back, we find Mallory, our hoe, waiting for us. It's here where she reveals her name is actually Karen, and she's been an undercover cop all along, and will spare us if we hand over the coke. What a fitting name for her, but we're not off the hook yet. Turns out there's a dirty cop who needs some stuff handled for him, and we're just that guy. Dirtbag cop has us wipe out several suspected terrorists for him. Whether they're terrorists or not, who knows, they're dead now. For this dirty work, Dirt Cop clears out our entire criminal record and promises to track down the guy we've been attempting to find this whole time. That's right, all of this has been for revenge, but more on that later. The crazy coke girl from earlier is now under police investigation, and is probably going to get arrested soon. Remember Manny from before? Well, I don't think the two like each other. I think. But maybe he did complete his mission to save some lives, because Nico sold all of their organs so they can go to someone in need. We never spoke to that coke girl again, and you can actually hear on the radio that she got sentenced to small 300 years in prison. But wait, something's not right. My fat, annoying ass cousin hasn't bugged me to go bowling or drinking in nearly 40 minutes. Something's not right. Turns out Roman's been kidnapped by our old rival, Dimitri, the guy that burned down our apartment, remember? Keep up, this story is long. After rescuing Roman, the Big Cheese got his insurance check from the fires, and is now loaded. So what does he do? Buys a taxi depot, obviously. Anyways, Nico is forced to start working with the McCreary family because the dirt cop has some gossip Nico does not want the other girls hearing about. And to keep his mouth shut, we must kill multiple gangs that may have any incriminating evidence on him. But job after job, we might have gotten a little carried away, and Nico finds himself robbing a bank. In this mission, you have to run a few blocks, killing off swarms of police with no medkits or armor nearby. Nico got resuscitated a few times, and we made our great escape, which paid a large amount of doubloons and unlocked the bridge to downtown Liberty City. But we're not done with the McCrearys yet. Nico takes a few more jobs from Derek, a retired mobster fresh from Ireland, and employs us to take out some people who know about his past. We also work for Gerald, who has us attack a different mob group to ruin the peace treaty they have between them. But all this time at the McCreary's house, we've been getting close to Patrick's sister, Kate, who we soon fall in love with. Now with a bitch on our shoulder and $250,000 in our pants, it's now time to deal with the family issue. Francis suspects Derek is attempting to assassinate him, while Derek suspects Francis is about to assassinate him. This gets us in a bit of a conundrum, but Nico's newly found high confidence from his bitch and his Benjamins, I'm sure he'll make the right choice. I Google it. It doesn't really matter who you kill. After the funeral, we meet another mobster through Packy that goes by the name Kaporigimi. If their name is hard to pronounce, then you know they're the real shit. Kaporigimi. Oh fuck it. The Big Cheese tasks us with getting a stolen diamond back to him. But how are we gonna do that? Well, we're gonna form a team. Tell them to throw it away, get a garbage truck, and act like a good citizen just doing their job. It went flawlessly, without a hitch. Until there was a hitch. Our team betrayed us and stole the diamond, but luckily they shoot like stormtroopers, so it's not too hard to take them out. Now we need to get rid of these diamonds. They're hot, so what better people to sell them to than the Jewish mob? The deal went great, until it didn't. We were ambushed, surrounded at every corner, but I'm the main character, damn it. I don't die, so I murdered everyone there and we escaped unharmed, but without the diamonds. But turns out our money for the diamond was stolen at the shootout. This is betrayal, and you do not betray Nico Bellic. Some guy told us he knows the whereabouts of one of our old squad members from the Russian war who possibly could have stolen the money. It's time to confront him. His name is now Bernie, and he's a twink. Since he means no harm, we'll spare him, so the only other person who has betrayed Nico has to be his other squad member, Darko Breivik. But it's going to be a while before we track him down. So let's help out our old friend Bernie, who we were set on murdering just 20 minutes ago. Bernie's being bullied for being sexually different from the rest of the kids, but it's 2024 and we can't have none of that here. So we lure them out on a boat ride and reason with them, talking it out, with bullets. But somewhere along the way, we meet another mob boss family. This being the Gambettis, one of the most powerful crime families, but their leader is about 20 in dog years, so he's not much of a help anymore. That's where Nico comes in. We do a laundry list of jobs for him, such as protecting a politician from Dimitri's men and destroying drug vans. He thanks us with a loud snarl and promises to help track down the man himself, Darko Breivik. Somewhere along the way, Ray Bocchino, who we've apparently worked with in the past, I don't remember at this point, contacts us, giving us another apartment to put in our pocket, and introduces us to Phil Bell, who has some good paying work for us, such as stealing a truck of heroin and more heroin. Now all this talk of heroin really makes me want to kidnap a girl. So one quick kidnapping later, we have ourselves a blonde. But not just any blonde, the daughter of a mobster family that turns out has our precious diamonds. So with the bitch up for ransom, we meet up to settle this arrangement, but you'll never guess what happened. It went south. Another freeloader heard of our exchange and came at us full force. Maybe 200 men. But damn it, I am the main character. I will not fall. Now there's just one guy left to get through to get to our diamonds. But he threw it onto a very slowly moving, big, heavy gravel truck that must be going at least 25 miles per hour. The diamonds were a lost cause. The man in the can isn't happy about this, but what the hell is he gonna do? He's in a can. But wait, it's finally time. The government has tracked down Darko Breivik and has dropped them off at the cargo bay by the airport. This is it, the moment we've been waiting for. Darko Breivik. The game gives you the choice to kill him or leave him alive. Obviously I shot him like 30 times and put an end to Darko Breivik. That's it, one of the main reasons we came to Liberty City. We have gotten our revenge, but it's not over yet. We still have revenge to act on. Pegorino has a job offer to help Dimitri move some drugs, but we also come to find out Roman knows the whereabouts of Dimitri, giving us two options: work with him and make millions, or get our revenge. I am Niko Bellic. I chose revenge. Dimitri is on a boat, the same boat that we arrived on, and is heavily guarded in the hull of the ship. But that's no match for my pistol, and after getting a burger mid-murder, we come face to face with Dimitri. And not long after becoming face to bullet, it's now time for our cousin Roman's wedding. A good send-off to a good game. Nothing could possibly go south here. Are you stupid? This is Grand Theft Auto 4. Our girlfriend Kate gets shot and dies. Do you know what that means? Revenge time. Turns out we were supposed to get shot. Pegorino wasn't too happy that we killed Dimitri and screwed up his deal, but he can't hide from Niko Bellic. After finding his men and wiping them out, we come face to face with the Big Cheese, who turned our girl into Swiss cheese. But he's making his escape, beats girl style. But luckily he doesn't know he can just drive far into the ocean and stays next to the shore so we can chase him on a dirt bike. And somewhere along the way, we got an attack helicopter. But he's got better aim than his employees and manages to shoot us down. But luckily, we're the main character. We do not die. So after landing a helicopter that was shot with a missile launcher, we chase him down and put a pistol bullet into his skull. And I did not beat Grand Theft Auto 4 with only a pistol.